Chapter 1. Purity. In early March of 1997, Purity Knight and her roommate Lee Perez were the victims of a stalking incident. A neighbor, Johnny McPhail, spotted the stalker sometime before 11 o'clock p.m. in a tree in front of the apartment outside their windows. He reported seeing lights from the tree. Mr. McPhail went out to check and then pursued the suspect through the woods. The suspect was not caught. Mr. McPhail described the suspect as small-built, probably about 5'8", with a light complexion. Recovered at the scene was a 35mm camera. The developed film showed a number of photographs taken by the stalker of Ms. Knight. Several shoe prints were also found. Subsequently, Matthew Edward Owens was identified as a suspect. Several days after the stalking incident, Purity Knight disappeared. According to the interview with her roommate, Lee Maria Perez, she was last seen early in the morning at breakfast prior to leaving for the library in an 8:30 a.m. class. The last person to see Ms. Knight subsequent to this was Professor Woolworth at the University of Mississippi. A not answering machine message was left at the Perez and Knight apartment. A child witness, Dylan Tull, was discovered when counselors saw the troubling drawings he created at summer camp. The boy found the victim alive and cared for her. Purity Knight gave Dylan Tull a note which was intercepted by a man near the crime scene. He also brought his tape deck and recorded her voice.
Go on. What about the boy? The boy was a very happy boy in his castle of oranges. He and his family were very happy all together. But the boy was curious about the sea. He wanted to know what was on the other side of the sea. His father was a good man, but he didn't want his boy to get hurt. So he told the boy to stay inside, don't go out beyond the tower walls. Stay inside where you know it's pretty and safe. The boy obeyed, but as he got older, he wanted more and more to know the sea. And one day as he was walking through the palace, he came upon an unfamiliar passage. That's funny, he thought, because he certainly knew the palace inside and out. It was a cool, shady hallway that led down. He could feel the slope as he walked, leading down and growing dimmer, but it wasn't dark because the walls were painted in delicate gold, so they shimmered in the dim, damp dark. Dim and damp. The boy was afraid, but he knew nothing could harm him because he was still in the castle, and his father had told him nothing in the castle would ever hurt him. He went down, and then suddenly it was level, and he was in a huge room glowing with bright tapestries. There was a peach-colored couch, and on it lay a woman in a peacock headdress. It was a woman he'd never seen before in the castle. She was very beautiful and plump, and the juices of oranges dribbled out the sides of her mouth. Her whole body covered with juices, and the juices made her body shiny and glowing in the strange light. She lay as though she were in a trance, with her long eyelashes fluttering like she was dreaming. She said to him, "I lie beyond the sea," and then all of a sudden her head dipped back and she vanished. Gone, without a trace. Gone. She's never coming back. Do you know what it's like to live with that? No one knows what it's like. The only one who knew me, gone. The boy found himself in his chambers without knowing how he got there. From that day on, he knew he had to escape. He wanted to find the woman with the beautiful fat hips and the shimmering headdress. He would pace the halls of the palace and didn't notice any more than nice orange smell, the fat oranges dripping with juice. One day, one of his father's servants took him aside and said, "I know what you want, I can give it to you." The prince and the servants met in the boy prince's chambers. The servant gave the boy a peacock feather. It was long and delicate and said he knew something about magic. He could show the prince some magic, and the prince could roam free and still be in the castle too. There would be two princes, one free and one in the castle. But in exchange the price, both princes, they would have to give up their sense of smell. The prince thought this was a small price to pay. A small price to pay. It's a win-win situation. This still, she's a beauty and air conditioning is free. There's a banana pill. So the servant told the prince to lie on the bed, the lovely high bed with the golden bedspread, and the servant told the prince to close his eyes and go to sleep. Sleep, keep sleep. Suddenly all he wanted to do was sleep forever and ever. He could feel the servant using the peacock feather to touch him, but he didn't want to move. He just wanted to sleep forever because he was so tired. Tired and hungry. Have you ever seen God? It was like the prince could see, even though his eyes were closed, and he could see and feel the servant lying on top of him and chanting, and the weight grew heavier and heavier, impossibly heavy, as though 1,000 servants were stacked on top of him. But all he wanted to do was sleep. He didn't want to move anymore. Have you ever seen God? I think God is a woman with a peacock headdress. She gave her only son. Did she have daughters? Did she give her daughters?
What about the prince?
Prince?
The story. Finish the story.
I'm tired. Can we finish the story another time?
Okay.
Will you come back and do like I asked?
Okay.
The abductor made first contact with Detective Armstrong, the lead detective, on this case on May 5, 1997. A white envelope addressed to Detective Armstrong arrived via first-class mail containing a geological survey map. It is a torn piece from an oversized map. The note was taped to the reverse side of the map. The second contact was a single Polaroid of Purity Night. It was delivered via USPS on 7 May 97. Attached to the reverse of the picture was a note. The third contact was a second Polaroid of Purity Night delivered via USPS on 16 May 97. There was no note. On June 9, 1997, Purity Marie Knight, aka Ryan Purity Knight, was found dead, buried in a pine grove near her home. Knight was entombed alive for an undetermined time in a homemade coffin. She received air and food through an access passage. An excerpt from the incident report, prepared by Detective Armstrong, follows. Dispatch received a payphone call from Ben Archer, 106 Fairlawn Drive, Oxford, at 6:47 a.m. Archer had been out for his morning walk and reported he'd found a body in a wooden box in the woods. Officers Graham and Marlowe were on patrol at the time and picked up Archer at the payphone. They then proceeded to the site. Archer led them to the body, which was buried in a wooded area behind Fairlawn Cemetery. Marlowe radioed for backup and secured the scene. I arrived with a forensic team at 7:06 a.m. The box had been partially uncovered by Archer and his dog. The perpetrator had apparently created a ground covering of grass, twigs, and leaves in a realistic fashion after burial of the box. The portion of the box uncovered by Archer and his dog was positioned under the branches of a briar-like shrub. Upon peering into the opening, a grill set into the wood was visible about 40 inches below ground level. Through the grill, the victim's head could be seen. At the crime scene, Archer described the child he saw, crouched over the burial site. The child was identified as 9-year-old Dylan Tull. In the days before her death, the boy attempted to assist the victim. She gave him a note, pleading for help. The note was never delivered. It was later discovered in the university library. Chapter 2. Slipknot and Symbolism. Purity is a track that was written for Slipknot's self-titled album. It appeared as track 9 on the album. The song was written about Purity's story by Corey Taylor, lead vocalist for Slipknot. The song had a prelude that was called Frail Lynn Nursery that had some parts of the full take recorded by Dylan, followed by the song. But what most people know is that Frail Lynn Nursery also has a prelude known as the song Tattered and Torn. Although many people disbelieve that this song is a prelude to Frail Lynn Nursery because it was originally done by Slipknot's former members band, Make Feed Kill Repeat, the song ending has a sample track that mixes perfectly with Frail Lynn Nursery's beginning. What you will hear next are the songs in order. Make sure to pay attention to the lyrics and try to relate to the case.
just fluttering like she was dreaming. She said to him, "I lie beyond the seams." And then all of a sudden her head zipped back and she vanished. Gone, gone, without a trace. I don't know, she's never coming back. Do you know what it's like to live with that? No one knows what it's like. The only one who knew me, gone. I know what you want. I can give it to you. Tired and hungry. Tired. Have you ever seen that?
Days, I create this waste. Back away from tangents on the verge of drastic ways. Can't escape this place, I deny your face. Sweat gets in my eyes, I think I'm slowly dying. Put me in a homeless cellar. Put me in a hole for shelter. Someone hear me please. All I see is hate. I can hardly breathe and I can only take it. Hands on my face, overbearing, I can't get out. On my face, overbearing, I can't. Lost, right at my own cost. Fearing laughter scoffed. Learning from the rush, detached from such and such. Weak, all around me weak. Listening incomplete. I am not a dog, but I'm the one you're talking. I am in a buried kennel. I've never felt so final. Someone find me please. Losing all reserve. I'm fucking gone and think I'm fucking dying.